I was raised with these airplanes and this history, and it's pretty special. It is.
And I was that 7, 8-year-old kid who was in love with aviation and airplanes. So I get to engage with what has been a lifelong interest and passion.
I get a little emotional when I see these airplanes, so I definitely chokes you up a little bit.
To actually touch and feel the real thing, I think is important for people.
As a young, I wanted to be involved in a World War II fighter. I guess it's a bucket list for me.
It's a beautiful airplane.
This is the very first one that I have seen, from bag of bones to finished airplane to runnable airplane, and to be the person most responsible for this, finding historic aviation services and sourcing the other vendors and locating the parts and overseeing the research on this airplane. Yeah, it's a special point of pride for me to have seen it through all of these phases.
Ever since I was a kid, just interested in aircraft. When I heard that they were going to do the Mosquito and the Hurricane here in Calgary, I signed up and have enjoyed it ever since.
One of the things that I'm particularly proud of, our board is currently 11 people right now. 6 of the 11 people have been on board since the day we were created. And their level of commitment and the number of hours that they put in and the consistent, excellent quality of work from these people is astonishing.
Our board has a lot of diverse people on it that bring a lot of different expertise to it. We have people that are good in the political side, we have people that are good in the engineering side, and together that whole group has been able to steer this whole project. Without a talented board, you're not going to get there.
Common thread here is they want to see something done right for these airplanes and for the people that they represent, because we never lose track of the fact that while the airplanes are artifacts, they serve as a touchstone, as a starting point for our opportunity to honor the people who are associated with this airplane.
Gray-green airplane that belongs to the Reynolds Alberta Museum, tail number 5418, was due for some remedial work. It's been on display for 30 some odd years.
Having these 2 airplanes out here represents half of the restored Hurricanes in Canada in one place at one time.
I thought it was just a wonderful opportunity. I doubt that that'll ever happen again in Canada.
These airplanes are kind of sister ships in that they had met before during World War II. Our airplane was actually loaned to the squadron in which the other Hawker Hurricane was flying at one time. So they would have sat together probably in 1942 and then later in 1944 and 45. So in a sense it was kind of a reunion for these 2 airplanes, which would not have shared the same space in over 75 years. It takes a lot of hands and a lot of skills and a lot of persistence to get something like this done. For those of you who have contributed in any fashion, our thanks go out to you as well, whether you've been a member or not. It's taken money, it's taken skills, it's taken a whole lot of things to make this happen. Our mandate, our contract with the City of Calgary, is to deliver a run and taxi airplane. And we're about 99.9% of the way along. What we've organized for you today is to at least do an attempted start and show you how far along we are. So the only thing you'll be able to see is the airplane running on primer and probably booster mag for just a few seconds.
It's a tangible, touchable example of a period of time that'll never be repeated, and to say that you worked on it with your own 2 hands, just sort of cements that bond even more.
It's great to see it finished. It's a bit sad to see it go from our hands anyway, but we have another one to concentrate on.
it can be one of the most valuable experiences of your life. And I've had to do things and take responsibility for things that I never imagined that I would. I've had to push myself and engage other people and, do things that were outside my comfort zone and outside my context, and the stress level and, the anxiety about this and the pressures. But that's the process of an engaged, passionate life. Yes, it's stressful and yes, it's a lot of work, but how better could I be spending my life than to be passionately engaged in a project like this where I attract people who are equally passionate and committed and everything else? That's being alive. That's doing something important. That's making a contribution.